Hi guys. So in the previous part of this video of Coulomb's law, we saw what is Coulomb's law and the basic definition and the equation that governs the Coulomb's law. Now in this video we are going to learn about the unit of charge and the definition of charge. We will learn about the SI unit of the terms present in the Coulomb's law, right? So let's get started. So let me just recall you what we learned in the last previous video. So we took two charges placed at distance of r, which are having magnitude of q1 and q2, right? And we wrote a formula like this: k into q1 q2 divided by r square, and I told that k can be replaced as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. Friends, in the last video I told you that we will learn about the SI unit of epsilon naught, right? So we are going to deal with that. So if I want epsilon naught, let me just rearrange the terms, and 4 pi is going to be a constant, so there is no unit for it. So how can we tell the SI unit of epsilon naught? So epsilon naught can be given in this way. See, the SI unit of charge is Coulomb. SI unit of charge is Coulomb. We have two charges, so Cc, or we can say it as we can tell it as, since the SI unit of charge, SI unit of charge is Coulomb. Before going to SI unit, what is SI unit? SI unit is, see, if we are measuring anything, then we measure it by some quantities, right? If I want to measure a length, I measure it in meters. If I want to measure a mass, then I measure it in kilograms, right? Kg. In the same way, if we are measuring the charge, we measure it in Coulomb. 1 Coulomb, 2 Coulomb, 1 nanocoulomb, 1 microcoulomb, 1 picocoulomb, in this way. So SI unit of charge is going to be the Coulomb, right? So now I have two charges, so it's C into C, it's going to be C square. R, that is the distance. Distance, I told you it is going to be measured in meters. So let me write as m square, r square, m square. And force is written in terms of Newton, right? M. So if I take it to the numerator, it becomes m raised to minus 2, n raised to minus 1. This is going to be the SI unit of epsilon naught, that is the permittivity of free space. Friends, since the force is a vector quantity, we can represent this force, Coulomb's law or Coulomb's equation, in terms of vectorical representation. How? So in this way, right? You can write in the both way. So in this way you can write the vectorical representation, Newton, that is force measured in terms of Newton. So in this way we can represent the force in vectorical form. This is the vector form. Now we came to know about the SI unit of charge, that is Coulomb. Then we came to know about the SI unit of epsilon naught, and we came to know how to represent the force in terms of vector form. Now very important thing is how to define a charge. To define the unit charge, we need to make some assumptions in this way. So let us consider both the charges we have taken to be Q, means they should be of equal magnitude. The distance by which they are separated, let it be 1 meter. Then, so this distance is going to be 1 meter, and these two charges will be having magnitude of Q. Then the force that will be acting between these two charges is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. The quantity of charge which placed at a distance of 1 meter from another charge of equal magnitude experiences a repulsive force of 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. When we are practically using this coulomb, that is the charge, we don't always use 1 coulomb. So 1 coulomb is very huge quantity. That's a huge quantity of charge. So we use either microcoulomb, that is 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb, 1 nanocoulomb, or 1 picocoulomb, 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb, or 10 raised to minus 12. So we can use, we use these in terms of micro, nano, pico and other units also. This is all about the Coulomb's law. So let us recall whatever we have learned till now, right, in part 1 and part 2. So let us look at the key points. So first, we came across the definition of Coulomb's law. That is the force acting between the two charges directly proportional to the product of charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance acting between them, joined by a single straight line. The second point, we learned about the permittivity, right? What is absolute permittivity, what is free permittivity of free space, and relative permittivity, and all we have learned it. Vectorical form of a force, then vector form. Then we came to know about the units of terms like force, epsilon naught, and other things. And finally, we came to know about the unit of charge, that is coulomb. In this, we came to know about the definition and the measurements, basically the measurements, practical measurements. So this is all about the Coulomb's law. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed this session with me. If you have any doubts, then please comment in the below in the comment box and put a like and share and subscribe my channel. We will meet in the next video.